and Accra Circuit Court has issued a warrant for the arrest of the founder of Menzgold Ghana Limited, Nana Appiah Mensah. Now, Nana Appiah Mensah has been accused of the offense of defrauding by false pretense, contrary to Section 131 of Act 2960. Two other individuals, Benedicta Appiah and Rose Tete, are also to be arrested by the police.
Now, Appiah Mensah was reportedly arrested earlier but absconded while on bail. This was a claim by private legal practitioner Gabi Asarachu-Daku, who was a known figure in the NPP administration. If you looked at the summons that we saw, the warrant from the court, it is signed by a circuit court judge, and it is talking about Nana Appiah Mensah and two others. One person believed to be his sister and another believed to be his wife. Now, these are the three persons who the warrant have been issued for. Now, recall that yesterday there was a demonstration in Kumasi, protesters against Menzgold and its operations. Also, we have gone to the seat of government and we have reliably been informed that the government of Ghana is discussing with Nigeria, Togo and South Africa. These are three countries that have been narrowed down as possible places where Nana Appiah Mensah, the CEO of the company, that's Menzgold, may be holed up. And they are negotiating with these governments to release him. And of course, we are also told that Interpol is involved. We'll be getting more on that particular subject. We've been trying to reach some of the customers and speak to them. And our own Ni Amama has been attempting to do that. He's been speaking to some of the customers, and let's see what he has been hearing from them.
Since September last year, when governments through the SEC halted the operations of gold dealership company Menzgold, that story has not left the media space. Recently, more of the customers are calling on government to help them retrieve their locked up investments at the company. Today, I'll be speaking to one of these customers. Thank you so much for joining us on the City Newsroom.
You're welcome.
How did it all start for you? How did you hear about Menzgold, and how did you become a customer?
Okay, Menzgold was introduced to me by a friend as a good investment option. And then initially I was skeptical, but he convinced me, and I went there to actually do my inquiries, request for their registration, and I was told they've been licensed by Minerals Commission. To buy gold from small-scale miners and then export out of the country. So their gold vault market, as at that time, they were saying there were no laws from SEC which actually regulates that market, and that they are into discussion with them as to how it's going to be regulated. And since they have been in existence for quite some time, which is about 3 years before this government came into office, I was thinking, and with what I've seen, it was a viable option to invest. So that was why I invested in Menzgold.
Now, still on the Menzgold saga, earlier, a district court in Asokore-Mampo in the Ashanti region granted bail to 7 customers of gold dealership company after they were arrested by the police for defying a police directive not to demonstrate. Now, 6 out of the 7 who appeared in court pleaded not guilty. The court, presided over by Her Lordship Portia Salia, granted a 5,000 cedi bail to each of the suspects. Lawyer for the 7 customers, Kwame Owusu-Setre, argued his clients were not there to protest but were present as customers of Menzgold to get their locked-up cash released.
The customers took to the streets to demand their locked-up investments.
I am not against the government. I am an MPP member. I am only for the government. All that we need is our money. The government should intervene. We are not fighting against the government. We only need our money.
We have invested a whole lot in this company. If I'm here to mention the amount that I've invested, I think you just say, no, I don't have sense or something like that. So we are demonstrating to tell the government to step in to help us.
Things went sour as 7 of them were apprehended by the police. The 7 were among scores of customers who demonstrated. They were in police custody on Tuesday and arraigned today. They were arrested for breaching the Public Order Act. The Asokore-Mampong District Court in the Ashanti region, which heard the case today, granted bail to all of the 7 customers. They are to reappear in court on 22nd January 2019.
Now, with half of his tenure left, President Akufo-Addo has come under scrutiny on how he has run the country so far. Researchers from the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana, Legon, sampled the views of 5,000 Ghanaians from across the country on the president's stewardship so far. Sixtus Don Ulo has been studying their findings.
A majority of the people surveyed, over 60% of them, firmly believe that government's policies so far will enhance the country's economic development and advance prosperity. This notwithstanding, most also believe the government has failed in fulfilling its campaign promises.
We found that some voters expected the government to fulfill some of its promises in 2 years. And therefore, they ranked, and we have a table coming up next, they ranked job creation as the highest as among the unfulfilled expectations that they had. As many as 19% of respondents thought that job creation was unfulfilled, followed by one district, one factory, 17.7%, and road construction. These were the 3 top most unfulfilled expectations of citizens. The 4.9% of citizens who did not give any response could be an expression or posture of disappointment.
The biggest irony, perhaps, is the finding on the much talked about double-track education system, government's most popular policy becoming the most unpopular policy amongst the people.
Now, as Jocelyn for the selection of towns to serve as capitals of the new regions intensifies, the government is promising extensive consultations in the areas concerned before making any decisions. There's more in this report.
Following the massive endorsement of the new regions in the December 27th referendum, Ghanaians in the proposed areas are looking forward to the eventual actualization of the results at the polls. But even before the process is completed, serious jostling has begun as to which of the towns in the new regions should host the regional capital. Kwesi Jonah, for many years, taught ethnicity and regionalism as a course at the University of Ghana's Political Science Department. According to him, this should be the criteria for seamlessly selecting the capitals of the new regions.
If you create a new region and you want a relatively accelerated rate of development, you may want to go in for a city or a town in this new region which already does have some minimum infrastructure, enough good roads, enough housing for officers.